Hi and welcome to the Jem Hawkes YouTube channel. I hope you're having a beautiful day today. For the video today, I wanted to add to my repertoire of bales. So I've just been working on a different video and I thought I would take this opportunity to share with you my jewelled bale design, as I don't think I've done it in a lot of detail before. So let's head down to the board and we'll take a look at what we're going to work on together. So let's say you've created your pendant and you've got two upright wires. So why don't we turn this into a jewelled bale? Now I have a length of 0.4mm or 26 gauge wire. I'm working with raw copper to match in with my chosen pendant. I've also got a handful of beads. Now these are 4mm faceted round grey labradorites, and I just happen to have the last three. So this is a really useful way of just using up an odd few jewels or gemstone beads, or whatever kind of beads you want to work with. You may even have precious metal beads. And it's just a really lovely way to enhance a bale and to create something a little bit different. So we're going to begin by doing a standard basket weave. So I'm going to just gently prise apart my two bale wires, and this is using two bale wires. There are other ways that you can create bales, obviously. So I'm going to start with creating 3 wraps on one of those uprights. So you can be much more thrifty if you desire. It just makes it a little bit difficult and a little bit slow to demonstrate. So I'm going to trim that wire away, making sure that the cut end is nice and smooth against that bale wire. I'm going to slide that all the way down against the top of the shoulder of my design. Just make sure that sits really neatly in position. Just going to make sure that my beads will sit between those two wires. 4mm beads in this jewelled bale design. That's quite a width. So just make sure that you're not over tightening when you generate that first basket weave. So over the top of the lower wire on screen, underneath the upper wire on screen. So I'm going to wrap 3 times around that upper wire as well, and we're just going to do a standard basket weave for a few turns. Now I found this scrap of wire on my desk. It was around about 18 inches in length. If you've got a really big bale or you want to do a lot more wire wrapping, you will need to bear that in mind. If you're working from the reel, you'll need to put your beads onto the reel first. So I'm going to go for, I think, 3 wraps on either side, just to get a bit of distance away from the shoulder of the pendant. So that's 1, 2, 3. So I've got 3 wraps on either side. Now we're going to switch from a basket weave to a loaded channel setting, making sure that those weaves are sat down against the shoulders of the design. I'm going to add in my first bead, and now we'll see if I've made this too wide or not. We'll also see one of the reasons I don't like using teeny tiny beads. There we go. So I'm going to sit that in the channel between those 2 upright wires. So I think grey labradorite and copper is a really lovely combination. Now conversely, to basket weave, where you switch from top to bottom, with this one you're staying from the top wire to the top wire, but I'm going to stick with 3 rotations. So that's 1, 2 and 3 rotations around the right hand wire on screen, and then I'm going to bring that naked wire across the back of the design. I'm going to then wrap 3 times from underneath to underneath, that is 3 times around the left hand wire, and then I'm going to add in my next bead. Now you may need to open up those weaves ever so slightly. Add in your next bead. Now you don't have to use just 3. I just like to add in 3s in lots of my designs for no reason whatsoever. And again, I apologise for the amount of time it takes me to find the hole in the bead. There we go. Sit that down in between those 2 upright wires. So you can see we're building a nice little bit of channel setting. Draw that with intention together, 3 wraps around the second wire. So when you're creating that channel setting, we're going from the top through the bead to the top, making sure that they sit nice and evenly, and then we're taking the naked pass of wire underneath, 1 and 2 and 3, and then I'm going to add in my final bead. Strap yourselves in while I get this bead on the wire. Can almost see it. And then again, wire, the fine wire goes from the top of the left hand over the top of the right hand and wraps 3 times around that right hand wire, at which point I am just going to switch directly back to that basket weave. So the finer gauge wire is currently underneath, so I'm going to draw that up the middle, switch to the other side, over the top of the other side, and I'm going to wrap 3 times. Once I've done a couple of iterations of the basket or figure of 8 weave, and if you need a further tutorial on figure of 8 weave, you can check out my linked video here. And again, so it's coming from underneath, up the middle to over the top. As I get past 3 iterations of that basket weave, I'm going to start gently bringing those 2 wires together until they sit side by side. So you can see very, very gently, just moving them together, I've created a little bit of a pyramid, just bringing those 2 wires neatly side by side. So as we just continue with that basket weave, we're going to infill, utilising that exact same technique. And as we get closer to the join, the stretches of wire will shrink down. So just make sure that you don't move those jewels or those beads too far away. You can also just slightly tighten up those weaves as you go if they become a little bit loose. So I'll meet you back in a minute when I've run out of wire. So I have indeed run out of wire, which I expected as much because I was using a leftover piece. So I've got enough to cover the front of the bail, which is what I'm interested in this instance. Quite often I don't have wire down the back of the bails, as it seems to be more comfortable on the neckline anyway. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some flat facing pliers and place them over the bail beneath the jewelled section, and we're going to push forwards. So if I show you that sideways, I'm gripping immediately beneath the jewel, making sure that I'm holding the whole assembly nice and steady, and that the top of the pliers is symmetrical over the top compared to the base of the pendant. So I'm just going to push this forwards now. I'll show you that sideways in exactly the same way as I make most of my bails, and then I'm going to wrap the wires around. So if I split those wires out, let me show you, they try to cross over. I don't want them to cross over. I want the left wire to come round on the left of the bail, and I want the right wire to come round on the right of the bail. Now at this stage you could go ahead and make this into a Loki bail, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie it off to make a really secure bail instead. So let's just bring one wire up and out of the way for a second. We've got this flat section between the shoulders of the pendant and where the gemstone beads begin. And what we're going to do is to bring one of the wires across that flat section. So if I bring that all the way around, so we've got that nice circular form for the bail, I'm going to flip that over the front of the design and bring that flat and flush around that lowest bead. So I'm just going to use my nail to protect that bead as I draw the wire all the way around. Now I had 3 wraps on either side and 3 wraps going up and down. So I'm going to bring that wire around for a second time and for a third time. Now I'm going to turn this one into a spiral. So what I need to do is to ensure that I protect that bead. So I'm covering it with my thumbnail again, and then I'm going to quite firmly squish down those little wraps that I've done around the bail wire. So I like the idea of having a small spiral at the top of this particular pendant. I think it will work very well with the aesthetic. This is my art series pendant design, which was based off inspiration from the Great Wave off Kanagawa. So let's give that a bit of a squish, make sure that's nice and smooth, and then I'm going to trim that to 1 inch. Or there or thereabouts, because I haven't got my ruler, so I'm just guessing. Then what I'm going to do is to bring my round nose pliers, or in this instance my memory wire finishing pliers, into position to generate a spiral. What I want to do is to sit this spiral down over the face of the pendant, and I'll show you this when I've finished setting the cabochon into this pendant in a moment. Let's just bring that all the way around so that it sits dead centre. Your other option is to bring the spiral, and I'll show you when we get there. You can bring it upwards towards those gemstone beads in the bail itself. It's going to be a little bit easier if I remove that mandrel. So if I draw this all the way around into position, I'm just going to flip it down in its final position over the top of my pendant. So let's bring that beautiful lapis lazuli cab into position, and you'll see that it's slightly on the wonk. You might like it slightly on the wonk. I'm just going to take that a little bit further over so that it sits dead centre. Give it a squish, make sure that you're happy. I'm going to secure this in with some spirals on the back in a little while, but what I wanted to share with you today was the bail. So before we do anything else, we need to put our mandrel back into position, which I lost temporarily, so that we don't squish anything out of true. So this is the trickiest part, so I'm going to draw that down across the back. Once I've decided on the position of the spiral for the first wire, we're going to look at the second wire. But to make my life easier, I'm just going to lift that spiral slightly forwards, just posting that forward so it's out of the way for a moment. We'll flip to the rear of the design, and I'll show you what this looks like with the cabochon in position in a moment. But before we fit the cab, we're going to secure the second wire. So you can see on screen it's the lower of the two wires. If I flip it over, it's the upper one. So flip that over. What we're going to do is to give that a bit of a warm through, and we're going to push that tail all the way through the centre of whatever frame we're working, all the way through, and you can see that's coming up now. It's the rightmost wire, so we need to bring that up and around the frame to the right hand side. Just tuck that all the way around, and we're going to look at the back. We need only the tiniest amount of wire. It's just going to link once around the frame. So if I cut that away, all that we need to do then is to just ensure that the cut end sits really smoothly against that frame. Let's take the mandrel out of the way for a second and just compress that down so that you don't lose that connection point. Do be mindful that you don't squish your bail at this stage, but we're just closing that connection point. Drop that beautiful spiral back down into position over the surface. You've got a really neat finish on those 2 bars of wire around the centre. I have, because I only used a scrap of wire, not quite got enough weaving, so do make sure that you use enough of that finer 0.4 or 26 gauge wire to make sure that your beads will sit beautifully. You don't have to just use the 3, but I do like the 3 in this jewelled bail. Now if I grab that lovely lapis lazuli, that's what it's all going to look like, and the grey labradorite goes really beautifully with that lovely lapis. So I'll be using my South Seas pendant design to just hold the back of this design together, and you can find out how to make the front by heading to my Great Wave off Kanagawa video. Thanks so much for watching the Jem Hawkes YouTube channel. That's the jewelled bail video for you. The pendant featured is my Great Wave off Kanagawa. If you want to learn how to make that piece, it is in the video listing already. Again, I give you my gratitude for watching. Please do like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave me a comment if there's anything that you wish to see me demonstrate in the future. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.